Alright, hello. And welcome to the whole 4 tutorial. So this video is specifically meant for a certain someone, namely my good friend Endureal, because for the love of me, he cannot learn this fucking game. So here I am recording a video so he can finally fucking do it. So I guess let's not waste any time and get straight into it, right? Alright, first of all, what you want to do is you want to click here on your flag. Here you will see a lot of these. We will ignore this for a minute and we will click where it says select national focus. This here is basically, there was a way to explain it, your main story. What you have to do here is, for example, so these things, they're called focuses, and basically they give, sometimes they give bonuses, sometimes they give certain events. So basically, for example, we're gonna do Wineland. As you can see, this is how long it will take, 70 days. But unfortunately, we're a bit lazy today, so we're just gonna do focus.auto complete. Yes, I know, we're already cheating, isn't that great? We're just gonna do this. And then we're gonna turn that off so hopefully not the AI doesn't use it. And then, as you can see, boom, we have now remilitarized the Wineland. It is no longer demilitarized. See? Isn't that epic? Alright. And what you wanna do is you wanna basically do focuses every goddamn time. The moment one focus is finished, you need to start doing another one. And here you can even see what bonuses you get. You know, for example, the 4-year plan gives me a political advisor and research bonus for industry. And as you can see here, some focuses require specific amount of things, like for example, manpower. You know, a certain amount of manpower in my field, which, as you can see here, I don't have. Right? But anyways, moving on. These here, I'll quickly explain all of these. This here is your conscription. And basically this gives you manpower. You know, the thing that allows you to make your army, aka your divisions. The more you go down, the more men you get. However, the more negative debuffs you get. So basically, you know, if I were to step scraping the barrel, I get a shit ton of manpower, but I'd have very shit construction speed and stuff. So what you always want to do is you always want to be on the start at limited conscription, and when you start losing manpower, start slowly going up. Like for example on extensive. This here is your trade. The more up your trade is, the more people can trade with you, the more of your resources people can trade with. The less, if you have an unlimited exports, the less people will be able to trade with you. You know, for example, only 25% of your resources will be open. I suggest always being on either expert focus, and then I guess when you're at war with the UK who will convoy your ass, just put it on limited. This here is your economy law. Basically, as you see, the higher up you go, the more bonuses you give. What I recommend, stay on partial mobilization, and then when you're at war, go to war economy. Simple as that. These are your political advisors here, alright? What they do is they basically give you bonuses. They only give you bonuses, alright? So important they are really not. This here is DLC content, we will ignore that. This too gives you bonuses. These two give you bonuses. For example, they reduce your doctrine cost. You might be wondering what that is right now. I'll tell you it later when we get there. These are your military. This is your military staff. You have your chief of the army, chief of the navy, chief of the air force. Make sure all the first 3 slots that you always have someone in there, because the chief of army gives you army experience. aka he, as you can see here, the Chief of Navy, as you could have guessed, gives you Navy experience. The Chief of Air Force again gives you air experience. Now you might be wondering, why is that important? It's because you need it for your doctrines. What is the doctrines? That is something we will get into later. These here, these are the military high command. Think of it again as the political advisors, but instead they give you bonuses for like the military, the Navy, and the Air Force, as you can see. And again, you can see what you do. And some of them are locked behind focuses. Anyways, moving onwards. These are your decisions. These as well, they are sometimes important, sometimes not. Sometimes they give you bonuses, sometimes. But basically, you want to look here sometimes, you know. Not always. Anyways, this is the agency. Ignore this, you don't have the DLC. Now we come to one of the most important things, the research. You might remember this, Endu, but as you see here, this is where you research. So I'll show you very simple. You can research everything from the army stuff, you know, like guns, shit. And if there's one way to describe this, think of it as upgrades. Basically, you upgrade your equipment so it's up to date with the years, and as you can see, they give you more bonuses. You know, here we have tanks, artillery, anti-tank. Here we have the Navy. Here we have the air, and then we have here industry and shit. Now, as you can see, we're here in the year 1936. So we're gonna research shit that is in the year 1936 or lower. As you can see, don't do the stupid mistake of going, haha, I want to research and atomic bombs instantly, because as you can see, that research is for 1940, and if you start researching it now, it will take you a long while, and it will lock one of your research slots to basically something unimportant. So if you're in the year 1936, only research 1936 stuff, like here. And again, make sure every research slot is taken up. And after a while, as you see, just like with the focuses, it will be finished, and then you just start researching something new. If you didn't want to research what you want to research, like you want to replace what you're researching right now, you just go here and you just say, I want to research this, and then, you know, you just click on OK. Anyways, moving on. This here, again, is something new to Hoi 4, and also is very simple. This is the international market. Here you can sell your equipment, like for example, guns, artillery, fucking tanks, planes, and fucking ships. In return, other countries can buy that, and in return you will get that people will build more new factories. And here you can also buy equipment. There, countries will sell equipment. You know, for example, as I said, guns, tanks, artillery, yada yada yada. And you can buy it by basically helping them build their factories. Simple as. As you see here, I'm gonna quickly explain this. But for example, let's say you're missing 10,000 guns. And then here's someone selling like 5,000 guns. That's when you buy it. You know, that's how it works. Anyways, here is your trade. Here you see also the resources you have and the resources you are missing. As you see, I am missing 5 rubber. Now, what do? I click on rubber, and I, for example, click on British Malaya, and you see I want 8 rubber, and that will cost me 1 civilian factory. And I click OK, and then bam, I should have it. Now, reminder, some trade does require convoys, which you're going to have to build, but that's gonna come in a minute after I explain to you how the fuck you build your factories. Now, as you can see, this is your factories. Alright, so basically, as you see, here's how you build. How do you build? These are your territories. You see? And then then you just, for example, you want to build a civilian factory, boom. And here it says how much space you got. You know, how many, for example, civilian factories I can build here. So we know. Here I can build 4 more, because it's 4 out of them. And then it's maxed out. And now for example, and if you want to do it the lazy way, you can just hold shift and boom. And now you build the max amount of civilian factories. As you see, these things take time. Remember to like always have something in the building queue, as there can also be damaged you know, damaged shit, like damaged buildings that you have to repair. I'm gonna also quickly explain what everything of this does. The military factory, pretty self-explanatory, helps you build your equipment. Civilian factories help you build more factories and helps you with trade. Dockyards, they can only be built on the coast, on the coasts of, you know, because that's how you build your ships with. Synthetic refineries, you need that for these things give you, I'm pretty sure, fuel and rubber. Rubber is used mainly for planes and trucks. Fuel silo, again self-explanatory, gives you fuel. This, I don't know. Nuclear reactors, late game, pretty self-explanatory, helps you build atomic bombs. This, don't touch it. Infrastructure basically helps, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Air bases, pretty simple, allows you to put more planes. Anti-air allows you to basically bomb planes from other countries. Railways, I'm sure you'll love this. They basically connect. You know, your shit. You might be wondering why are trains and shit so important. I'll explain to you in a minute. Because there are also supply hubs. What do supply hubs do? They give you supply. Just like naval bases. They give you supply. You might be wondering what the hell is a supply and why is it so important? If there was one simple way to explain it, as you see here, this is blue. That means you have good supply. If it were red, it would mean you have bad supply and your divisions would starve to death. So make sure your supply is always good by either building naval bases, because those are built faster but they can only be built on coast, or by building supply hubs, or by connecting railways, you know, for example from here to here. Now here comes one of the another most very important part that you want to make sure of. Here you have your industry, but not your industry, your production. What do you do here in the production? As you see, you have certain amount of military factories set to a certain equipment. You know, for example, here you have guns, support equipment, towed artillery, improved light tank, trucks, basic small airfoot, blah 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 blah. Shit like that. The more military factories I put on it, as you see, I have like 10 military factories set on guns. It's producing around 50 a day. If I want to set 15, however, it will produce almost 80 a day. You get the logic. The more military factories, the more production. Simple as. And the production basically goes into your army, your navy, and your air force. So, because you obviously need fucking guns, planes, and ships. So your men have shit to do. Now this is very simple. Oh yeah, sometimes you will see this. This means that this is outdated. So you're basically using outdated equipment. You might be wondering, oh, how do I fix it? boom, bam. You know, you just click on it. You click this. You know, you click. This is a submarine. You click that, and it will obviously show the most recent submarine. You click on it, and then bam. Very simple. If you wanna make, so hey, these buttons I'm pretty sure are also pretty self-explanatory, but basically this is how it is to build new equipment. You know, like new infantry equipment. You know, like guns and artillery, trucks. Here are your tanks. Here's your aircraft. Here are your convoy. You know, here are your ships. I mean, and here's your naval, your repair queue, so you can, you know, in case your navy gets repaired. But that's the topic for another day. I will also advise you, always make trains. Always have trains in your productions, because they give you supply. So ta-da. Now here you have your infantry. Oh, not your infantry, your fucking. Here's where you train your new divisions, basically. Your new army, you know? For example, tanks, otherwise. As you see here, I wanna train an infantryman, but I don't wanna just train one. I wanna train more, so obviously I clicked here, and now I click here to add more units, blah 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 blah. But as you can see, oh, I'm missing shit. I'm missing infantry equipment, support equipment, and total artillery, and it shows me how much. And that's where the production comes in, obviously, right? That's why you also gotta build military factories in order to, you know, make more shit, so that shit can go into more army. Basically, your army will always cost equipment and manpower. Equipment is this, as you know, and this up here is your manpower, like it says. Now, there's also this edit button where you can edit your divisions to make them more powerful, you know, but that's a topic for another day. But if there's a simple way to explain it, you need army experience to edit it, and you need to have gone through your doctrine to unlock more, as you can see here. You know, it's still locked because I haven't you know, progressed further down in my doctrines. Yeah, I'll explain to you what the doctrine is in a second. Now, here you have your logistics. This is pretty simple. Make sure everything is fucking green. You know, if this is not green, then you're doing something wrong. Easy. Here you have your officer corps. Basically, this is I'm pretty sure from the new DLC, but the land doctrines are not. As you see, land doctrines cost experience. You either get experience from your military advisors, not from you, but like, you know, from your chiefs of army, navy, and air force, or by basically, you know, how you normally get experience, by either fighting countries, or I'll show you it later. I'll show you it later. Also, you know, you either click. Then that's a good experience. Anyways, now you might be wondering, you're already so long into the video and we haven't even unpaused the game. But don't worry, because in my opinion, you're already close to the end and you already understand most of the basics. Hopefully I wasn't too fast to you. I was trying to not make this video 40 fucking minutes long. Anyways. Now, first of all, what you want to do always is you always want to look here, because these are basically, you know, here they tell you, you know, like very important shit. Like, hey, if they're missing equipment, outdated equipment, you know, some divisions, shit like that. I also forgot to mention, but for the navies, they work very different, as they basically tell you when the ships are gonna be done. And make sure this here, you see where it says 2? It's set on infinite, so it doesn't, because then it will produce 2 submarines and then nothing, and then it will never produce ever again. But anyways, first of all, you hold shift and you click this. Now you see this is all your divisions. What you want to do after that is you go down here and you click this. Boom. Here you go. Now you have your army. Now you click here. Now you have your field marshal. Boom. You click here. You click and then you just choose a field marshal, as you can see in yellow. Boom. Then click this, select half of the current divisions, and then make a new army. And then put it and then right click on the field marshal. Then you click how you do with the field marshal to click to assign, as you see, and then you click on a general, for example, Erwin Rommel and Erich von Manstein. You know, very epic. Now you have your army. As you can see, field marshals can carry basically 5 generals, if I can explain it, and generals can carry up to 24 divisions. Make sure to not go over that, as that's when you start. You can do it, but then it starts giving you negative debuffs, and that's nothing that we really want. Now here comes the fun part, the war. Now, how do you do war? Well, either you click on this cool button over here, you know, by, say I want to kill Poland. I click on any state that is Polish. We go over here. We click on their flag. Here we see their shit. We click on justify war goal. And boom. As you can see, for me to get a war with them, it will take 240 days. However, before we do that, I'm also quickly going to explain to you. This is basically how you deal with, you know, a country. You can either be hostile by declaring war, or you can ask for military access, so your troops can move through, for docking rights, so you know you can station your navy by them, or you know the exact opposite. The Polish can ask for you, or like you can offer them an attaché. That's how you get experience if they are at war. Non-aggression pact, so you don't kill each other. Invite to faction, so you can be best friends. Negotiate license, ignore this. Start lend-lease, you give them basically guns for nothing. Request lend-lease, you are asking them for guns. Trade embargo, so they can no longer trade with you. Send volunteers, you basically send, for example, like 2 divisions to help them, so they can fight. And yeah, that's basically the most important shit. Anyways, but now, what I suggest, don't instantly rush war, because sometimes in your focus tree or in the decisions, sometimes, alright, you can get war goals. Like for example here, the around the Maginot, as you can see, gains conquer focus war goal against, you know, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. But since we're very lazy, we're just gonna cheat. But first, let us prepare our army for it. Now, you click on this. You click on your field marshal, and then you click this button here, the front line, and then you just left click again. And then after that, right next to it, you do the offensive line. And then you just say, you know, I want to go to, I don't know, like go there, and that will basically tell the AI. So let us unpause, and you see, boom, they will all start heading towards there. Now we will do a little bit of cheating, and we will just go no CB, and we're just gonna declare war on the Polish. And then you just click this here, and that will basically tell them to like start attacking. And then you can see, oh cool, green means you're winning, so pretty self-explanatory, right? See, I have green bubbles. That means I'm winning. You can also take one division and say, hey, go there. Which is basically microing. You're basically telling one division what to do. That's what basically most of Hoi 4 esports players do. So if you see an epic encirclement opportunity, you just, you know, do that. Now as you can see, they're going pretty slow. If you want them to go a bit more aggressive, you go on here, and then you put them on aggressive. No. So here, bam. And then they will start aggressively more attacking. I'll cut back to you when I've kind of finished the war. Actually, no. I just realized. I can tell you a little bit more. If you click this button over here, you will see your planes. You want to hold down left click, left mouse button, and then you want to take this, you want to put them all there, bam, and then beep, and you want to move. As you can see, this is my airfield. The airfield can go max to like 2,000, so okay, they can hold 2,000 planes. So you make sure, like, if you're using planes, to, like, you know, basically make sure that you have enough, you know, like, space in the airfield. So basically, hold up, you know, boom, they will all go there. But as you can see, I haven't activated any orders yet. Might be wondering how. You're wondering how we do that. Well, you do that, as you can see here. You put air superiority, bam. You do, you know, that, so you can actually control the air. Close air support, so you can do damage to your enemies on the field. Strategic bombing, so you can bomb their buildings. Naval strike, so you can bomb their navy. Port strike to bomb their ports. Logistic strikes to bomb their railways to fuck up their supply. Air supply, so your own troops get supply. And naval patrol, so you can watch out for other navies. Anyways, I'm gonna also do this. Now you might be also wondering, well, cool, I have planes, but can I add any more? Well, in theory, yes, you can. Now I would normally have. Now, I just quickly cheated in some planes so I can show you this. Basically, you click on add new air wing. As you see, here I have fighters. You know, here it shows you fighters, bam. Then you just click this and it will, you know, give you 100. Or if you will, you know, then you click OK, and boom, now you have 100 planes. And then you right click on where you want them to go. And then, now, I don't know why they don't have a mission, but you get. Anyways, there's also another thing I forgot to talk about. And that's Chief of the Army. Not Chief of the Army. The political power. Basically, you get political power every day, and you even get bonuses from that. Political power you can basically spend on your military staff and also political advisors. But also military staff costs command power, which is based on your. You also gain daily, but the higher your war support is, the more command power you get. And you basically stability and war support, you always want to make sure they're high. That's how I can explain it. Anyways, now hopefully, if I'm not mistaken, we should be close, because the last thing I gotta talk to you about is the Navy. Now the Navy is very simple. It's not really simple. It's the most complicated shit on the earth, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I don't know it myself. But basically, let's just take every navy we have here, you know, and you know they'll go to each other, yada 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 yada. But they kind of function like the army. And basically, what you want to do is you want to click on us to assign a naval commander. Boom, call units. Boom, and then, for example, you can either make them convoyed, so you can kill other countries' convoys, you know, for example, here. Or you can put it on strike force to basically like fight with other things. Or you can put it for naval invasion support, so you can naval invade. Now I know what you're currently asking. Hulaka, how do I naval invade? We'll get to that in a second after I've killed the Polish. But basically, yeah, that's. Oh yeah, you also gotta do this. This button is so like if your navy needs to be repaired, it immediately gets repaired. And then here you can put it on whether it should never engage, if it should only sometimes like very on medium risk, I mean like a small risk, medium risk, high risk, and then always engage, right? So like, so I wouldn't suggest, you know, putting it on always engage while you're fighting the British Navy, because you know the British Navy. And then this is like when it should repair. Should it be repaired when it's only been damaged a little bit, like a medium amount of bit, or when it's been highly hit or never. Very simple. Now hold on, as I've got something else. Now as you see, I've explained to you the basics, but the one last thing I want to explain to you is, let us just, Jesus Christ. Alright. Sorry, the British AI is just stupid. Now I tag switch over to Britain. So I can basically... Don't worry what the AI did here. So I can basically show you how to fuck to naval invade. Now, as you see, here I'll take this navy and I'll put naval invasion support for Eastern North Sea and the English Channel. Now, let me just quickly set everything up in here, yada yada yada. Now what you want to do is you want to click this button right here where it says Naval Invasion Order. And you want to then choose one of your own ports or your allies' ports. You go here. And then you choose where you want to land. Make sure to land in a port. You know, for example here. Next to Hamburg. You know. Bam bam. Why would we want to do that? Why would we want to land next to Hamburg? Or on a port? Because supply. Without a port, you will die of supply while naval invading. And make sure to also land next to the port so you can hit them from the sides. As you see, this order will take 70 days. And only 10 divisions are assigned. How do you get more divisions? By basically researching this here. As you see, naval invasion capacity plus 20. Very simple in my opinion. I'll cut back to you once the naval invasion order is done. Alright. Now basically, let me just... I've set myself at war with Germany. And basically, as you see where this arrow is going? You want to make sure your navy that you set on naval invasion support is green. You see green? After that, you click this to activate the order. And now you just wait. You see, I'm fighting. See, I finally fucking landed. So then I'll just set my shit like this, bam, and let them roll on. Alright, this is the last part of the video I'm gonna make. As you see, I'm currently in a peace conference. What's a peace conference? It's that you basically decide how badly you want to fuck up a country you've just defeated in a war. Now, as you see, I've made it so far to Czechoslovakia, declare war on Germany, to show you some shit. Basically, let's say I want these territories. That will cost me this many points. The more you've done in the war, the more shit you'll be able to get, you know. So I have this many points, so I'm allowed to get, maybe I can get a bit of Hanover, a bit of this, a bit of Mecklenburg. You know, that's how I want. Here's my demands. But as you can see, other countries can make demands as well. However, you can also contest these demands by saying, hey, I want these lands. You know, for example, here, I'm gonna submit my demand, you know? And then you just click this, you know, so you demand it, but that will also cost you points. And then you just keep on doing it until they give in, or until you no longer have points and you're too lazy. But remember, other countries can contest your shit too, so just be careful. You can also, for example, liberate other nations that have like cores, you know, like Belarus or some shit. Or you can puppet nations, you know, like for example Germany. Shit, as you can see, the French have already puppeted Germany. Or you can change their government. Or you can also steal their navy. And when you're all done and when everything you've done is set, boom, you can confirm and exit and bam. So anyways, that should hopefully conclude the Hoi 4 tutorial. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.